MTN is Africa's biggest cellular network operator, operating in 21 countries across the region, including big businesses in South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. It has over 170 million customers. Its troubles are in Iran, not Africa. It has a market cap of 250 billion rand and a price to earnings ratio of 12. So Craig, thank you, you're back. Just hot or not quickly on Standard Bank for us. Okay,
sorry, Eleni, the sound's now an issue.
Okay, all right, so let's just get back into Johannesburg then. We're having gremlins in the studio.
Yeah.
So MTN, and I said that Iran is the problem, but when you look at those revenues out of Iran, it's
I thought that was well put. Their problems are not in Africa, they're in Iran.
But the Iranian revenues are not looking that bad. It's actually, looking quite promising.
Yes, but they reported them in rials, which is the Iranian currency, which has been shot to hell in terms of the exchange rate with the US dollar, with the sanctions.
So nothing to get excited about.
No, and I mean, obviously the Iranian problems are to do with Iran and its nuclear program, and everybody wanted to get on them about that, and so sanctions being tightened up by the Americans. And when the Americans do these things globally, they're totally unplayable and unstoppable. But look, MTN, fantastic, moved up there into Nigeria. They paid $250 million for the license back in the day.
How long have you owned MTN, just so that we
Since they were like at 12 Rand a share. So people always hit on me and they say, yeah, but they were at 165 and now look at you, they're only at 130. And I say to them, well, depends where you bought them.
Okay, so let's look at it, constructively and see some of the issues that could come out of Africa. A lot of competition. We know what is happening in Kenya and various markets across Africa. There's a lot of heated competition, and it's all about interconnect fees and dropping down the rates, and margins are dropping in tandem.
Exactly. And in Nigeria, we've seen the recent comments with regard to network quality, with MTN getting fined for calls being dropped and so on, which is totally ludicrous, because if you go to Nigeria, they have to run the base stations with their own diesel generators, and then you're going to complain about network quality.
Okay, so Craig, you're back online. Quickly, Standard Bank, hot or not?
Standard Bank, I like it. I think all banking stocks are under a bit of pressure at the moment.
Yeah.
But at current valuations, it's nice.
Okay, we've already moved on to MTN, so let's just tackle MTN. And Paul, because he's had the stock since, basically almost listed, let's get a different view. I mean, do you find, a few issues with MTN? We're talking about the competitive environment in Africa. Is this a concern for you? Iran being, again, another big unknown.
Yeah, look, so Iran's not really the African story, but it is an unknown, and concerns me a little bit because, but to a large degree, I think it's been factored into the share price. So we saw the share price coming off a good 9-10 Rand higher, although the market has come off as well, and MTN seems to have held its own. So, the subscriber growth, the value, ARPU figures and so on that are coming out of MTN have all been very positive. And little small areas like Ghana, there's a lot of positive things happening in terms of government support and so on. So I think on the African continent, the growth story is still going to continue for some time.
I mean,
what obviously is always a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
A question with all of these players is in terms of margin squeeze. And somehow I think that the likes of a Vodacom operating South Africa is going to feel that margin squeeze a lot quicker than MTN will, which is a bit more diversified. Okay,
Craig, I noticed that you don't actually hold the stock. Why is that? Because Paul's getting very upset after we saw that disclosure board.
Yeah, look, it is a stock that I've held. Since the Iran news, I've disregarded it. And at current levels are starting to look attractive again, but so are quite a lot of things in terms of a long-term portfolio holding. So just not in it right now. Okay,
so Paul wants to fight you on this, so go ahead, Paul.
No, well, look, I think the issue here is they've always had their detractors. The question for me is, what is going to be the business in 10 years' time? We know that there are more Nigerians born in the year 2012 than in the entire Western Europe. So these are big populous countries. Mobile teledensity is still relatively low, so there's opportunity to still make lots of money out of the voice business. And for me, the future is in data. So smartphones in every Nigerian hand. What a business.
What a business. Lots of opportunity. Okay, Paul, so hot or not for you? I mean, you own MTN, but even at these levels, would you be picking up at these levels?
For sure.
For sure?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Craig, hot or not for you? You're saying that at these levels looking slightly attractive, and you said you offloaded your stake.
Yeah, look, I think what also makes MTN quite hot is that they are repaying cash to shareholders, and so there's a dividend component which is perhaps unusual in a growth story. So from that point of view, it's hot.